My name is Josephine Leumeyer. I work for Studierendenwerk Stuttgart. We care for over 60,000 students in Ludwigsburg, Stuttgart, Esslingen and Göppingen. And our task is to make their studies easier for them. Bauhausle was built in 1981 and it was a project by Peter Hübner and Professor Peter Sulzle. The idea was to show students how to build something and also to learn it. And so 200 students were part of the project and built it, planned it and lived in it. The application is just as normal as for every other dorm. And the tenants have to be chosen according to our general terms of lease. And then after this process, there's also a round of introduction with the residents.
I guess it does have a big impact on everyone who moves in here. Like, it kind of changes your life because you realize how nice it is to live in a community and to share things. And like, if you share things in the beginning, you maybe think, or many people think, that they have less, but actually you have so much more.
So I heard that we have an institute next to the house, the Visus, and I heard that some people there thought that this house is completely empty, and they were pretty surprised when people came out because they thought it's a ruin, but no, it's not. It's full of life and love. Friends of mine are coming here and say, I can't live here. I would not be able to live here. Never.
I guess it's home, first of all. It's friendship.
Home, of course. Lovely home.
Yeah, community.
Bauhausle is my chosen family, so I would say that, yeah, definitely. I love the community. I've just come back from a big trip, a 4-week trip, and I was very glad coming back. It's like you walk back from the S-Bahn, and you're passing the bikes, and you see already the people in the kitchen, and they're just surprised to see you again.
Especially in the summer, it's really nice, and you can grow tomatoes and other stuff and watch the sunset.
Oh, the hippie house.
There's nothing to add to that.
I spent half a year abroad, and the feeling when you came home again and met all your friends and roommates, that was just very special. It was weird, kind of started with that smell in the kitchen, with showing you the history of everything that has been cooked today.
I think I really learned so many things here, also not only repairing things, but also like social skills, and I think I'll never forget this time I had here. It's really I think that, one of the greatest times you have in life, studying and doing so many great things here.
I like to share things, I like to do stuff with other people, and I like to be open, and I mean, it's so normal for me to show the house to other people and to like have guests in my room and to interact with people a lot more, and I guess that's, I learned to be open for other people and for other things.
One thing that is special about it is that it is built by students themselves.
Well, we fixed our terrace together. That always happens in kind of a project together.
And if you like build 50 hours on the house, you can stay half a year longer, and that's what I did. But in the end of January, I need to leave. I'm pretty sad about that, because I really love this place, the people, everything.
When so many people are living together, stuff happens, and I know that a few years ago they had problems, for example, with the garden, but luckily they resolved everything without losing the faith that this is just a great opportunity for everybody living here, and that it's necessary, so necessary to keep it that way, not to close it down. I mean, there are some conflicts happening, I don't know, regarding to love, food or whatever, but it's kind of silent.
One thing that is special about it is that it is built by students themselves. As we said, then there is also the building material. It's made of wood and recycled materials.
Before I moved in here, I only lived in stone houses, and that was okay and normal. And when you live here, you experience how wood can be a very nice material, because it's kind of changing with the sun, and it has its interesting structure.
Worked here, and the professor Peter Hübner, who was the one who built the house, and he said that it's always really interesting because you go in the house and you spend time here and you walk around just with the goal to see the architecture, and then you go out and you realize that you actually did not really see the architecture, but you saw the people and the community and the social thing, and you remember the conversations. And that, I think that's part of the house, because it's so much about living and not so much about the design and the building part. So it's the social part of architecture.
So we have one key for the workshop, and that is publicly available to all of us. We have a list where we write our names in, so if somebody wants to have the key and it's not there, most of the time there's a name. And responsible for the workshop is Sebastian. So they are a small responsibility. Everything that is available to our public, there's kind of somebody responsible and doing it.
So I'm responsible for our beverages, so for our beer.
Yeah, actually, I'm responsible for the tool shop. So I'm looking after that the like screws and stuff is in the house, and tape. I'm just looking for like everything is in place and set up.
That's part of the project. You live here, and during your time you live here, you just add something more. If you see that something needs to be done or something needs to be fixed, you fix it. Or if you want to add something, or if you think, oh, this room needs an extra door or an extra stairs or an extra whatever, you just build it. And there is support from the Studierendenwerk, yeah.
Studierendenwerk Stuttgart owns Bauhausle, and we also want to maintain it and keep it.
I mean, of course, you could build a dorm on this area, giving housing to much more students, but it would just be something different.
Before I just came from doing a volunteering thing in an African country, and I wanted to just do everything different now.
I love going for a run, and then I walk down this hill and I see the Bauhausle, and I feel like, wow, that's kind of a movie, because it feels kind of unreal to live here and to see it, because everything is just so special, and every room is so different, and yeah, it's kind of its own world, and I think that's the beauty of it.
Annika, she's studying architecture, I don't know if you're interviewing her, said one time something really special to me. She said, oh, we're wondering what everything bad is happening in our society, but nobody regards it to the way we're living, like very solitary, and everybody needs his own space, and there's no room for meeting people.
Yeah, I guess many people just don't think about the possibility of living in a house with 30 people or sharing a kitchen with 15 people, because that's something we just don't do in our society, and maybe sharing things more, or have like other kind of housing where many people live together, different generations live together, where there's more communication, where there's more place for communication and more room to meet up, to make it more social and to live together, I guess that. We start building things, and we design them, and we try to make them more perfect and bigger and nicer, and I don't know, to get attention, and we totally forget that people need to live there and that it needs to be useful and it needs to be a place where you actually want to be. And it's so much about, it looks great on the poster and it looks great on the, maybe if you take a picture of it and all that, but that's not what architecture is about. It's about building something for people and make them feel welcomed and happy there. And yes, I think that's part of the Bauhausle and why it's so beautiful as it is.